My mother looked me straight in the eye the moment I called from work and said, "I'm not your babysitter. No Hosentashen. No son nicked, just a clean, sharp sentence." That cut deeper than she probably realized. While my 7-year-old daughter, Lily, sat shivering outside her school for 2 long hours. My parents went on with their day, as if her fear meant nothing. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I just went silent. The kind of silence that doesn't come from calm, but from something breaking quietly inside you. 3 days later, when the panic finally reached them, that silence became louder than anything I could have said. But before I tell you what came next, I should tell you who I was. Before everything cracked open, I'm Sophia, 32. A single mom who learned long ago how to look composed, even when the ground is shifting under my feet. People at work call me reliable, steady, good under pressure. They don't know it's a survival skill, one I perfected long before motherhood. Lily and I live in a small apartment tucked into a quiet corner of the city. It's nothing fancy, but it's warm, soft, safe. And safety matters when you're raising a child who still believes the world will catch her when she falls. Lily has my eyes and my stubbornness, but not my childhood. I worked so hard to keep it that way. My parents live across town, in a house that always feels colder than the weather. Outside, my mother, Miriam, carries her certainty like armor, sharp, polished, unyielding. My father, Charles, keeps peace by staying silent. A silence so smooth you barely notice it, cutting still. I kept trying holidays, birthdays, Sundays. I showed up even when it hurt. And one afternoon in late winter, everything finally snapped. The school never should have let Lily wait outside, but by the time I arrived, the damage had already settled into her small body. She sat curled on a concrete bench near the front steps, hugging her backpack like it was the only warm thing left in her world. Her breath fogged the air. Her cheeks were flushed from cold, not fever when she saw me. She didn't run. She didn't leap into my arms like she always did. She just stood slowly, tired and fragile, and whispered, "Can we go home now?" Something inside me tightened. Heavy, quiet, final that night. After warming her up with ginger tea and settling her under a blanket, I replayed everything in my mind. My mother's clipped tone, her hang-up before I even finished speaking, the receptionist apology about being short-staffed. But that 2-hour cold wait belonged to one person, Miriam. Still, the old instinct whispered, "Don't escalate. Don't start a fight. Don't expect change. I'll listen like I always had." 3 days passed. Then came the voicemails. First, my aunt, "Your mom says she needs your help." "What's going on then, Carol?" "My mother's friend. She's been trying to reach you." "Did something happen then?" My father's voice strained. "Your mother's upset. Call her back." Not one of them mentioned Lily. Not one asked if my daughter was okay. I wasn't ignoring them to punish anyone. I simply had nothing left to give. Silence was the only thing I still had control over. The shift came later that week at the grocery store. I didn't even want to be near that part of town. But Lily needed frosting for a class project. We turned into the baking aisle, and there she was. Sophia, not warm, not gentle, just startled. Lily didn't run into her arms. She didn't even step forward. She simply held a box of frosting and asked me quietly if she could get the one with sprinkles instead. And that was the moment. My mother finally felt the distance she had created. The school never should have let Lily wait outside. Miriam bent down with her arms open, but Lily didn't move. She didn't frown or hide. She simply chose sprinkles over approval. My mother straightened slowly, shock cracking through her expression. "Why are you here?" she asked. "We're going to baking day," I said at Carol's. Her face froze. The realization hit her. She wasn't the safe choice anymore. "Carol's," she repeated. "Why would you go there?" Her tone carried the same blade she had used on me my entire childhood, sharp enough to correct the little, pull me back in a place. But this time it didn't cut. I didn't answer. I didn't feel the silence. She forced a smile. "I could come along. I haven't seen Lily in a while." "No," I said. Voice comments simple. "You're not invited." The color drained from her face. Shock rippled through her. Not because she cared, but because she wasn't used to hearing that word from me, Sophia. "This is ridiculous." she snapped. You're still upset about that school thing. You know, I was busy. You know, you overreact sometimes. Busy? Overreact. Drag this out. Her script was always the same. I crouched beside Lily, who was comparing 2 jars of sprinkles, as if the world wasn't cracking behind us. Ready? I asked. She nodded and placed the jar in the cart. We walked past Miriam without another word. That night, 4 voicemails waited on my phone, angry, confused, crying, pleading for Lily. I didn't replay any of them. Days passed. My father urged me back into my old role. Your mother is miserable. What do you want from her? But he didn't understand. This wasn't a point. This was a line. Then came the envelope. Thick, cream-colored, cold. A notification I was removed from their will. My cousin Rachel was now in charge. They wanted to hurt me instead. They clarified everything. By late February, the quiet no longer felt like punishment. It felt like recovery. My phone barely buzzed now. The occasional guilt-laced voicemail, a stiff message from my dad, or a clipped update from Rachel. Lily changed too. She stopped asking about Sundays at Grandma's. She stopped waiting for visits that never came. She simply grew steadier, softer, more certain in the safety we built together. Then one bitter Thursday night, the storm finally broke near midnight. My phone lit up, 3 missed calls from Dad. One message: power's out. Your mom slipped on the porch. I can't get the car out. Can you come help? For a split second the child I used to be flinched. But the image that came next erased everything. Lily on the school steps, freezing, waiting for someone who never came. I typed one word: no. I slept better than I had in weeks. The next morning, more missed calls, more voicemails. I didn't listen. Instead, I took Lily and Carol to the Children's Museum. We laughed in the bubble room, ate warm pancakes, made new memories without cold shadows. Later, Rachel called with forced authority. Your mom fractured her wrist. Your dad's back is out. They've had no power for 2 days. Maybe try being the bigger person. I almost laughed. I had spent my entire life being the bigger person. I already am, I said. That's why I'm keeping Lily away. I hung up the next day. An email arrived from my mother, long, rambling, full of half apologies that avoided the truth. Not once did she mention Lily waiting outside that school. I closed it weeks later. On a drive home from a craft fair, we passed a black SUV stranded on the shoulder. Hazard lights blinking. It was my parents. They looked small, fragile, human. For a long second I hovered. Then Lily hummed from the back seat, braiding sparkly string. I pressed the gas. Life settled into something unexpectedly gentle. Warm dinners, craft projects, laughter. A home that felt like ours again. But I wasn't triumphant. I wasn't celebrating distance. I simply felt finished, done with chasing what never existed. That night, as I tucked Lily into bed, she showed me a drawing, a small pink house, 3 stick figures, me, Lily and Carol. Do I still have a grandma? She asked. Her voice was soft, curious. Not hurt? Yes, I said, but things are complicated. She nodded. Maybe she forgot how to be nice after she slept. I stared at her drawing until my chest ached. In protecting her, I had begun to erase people she still had questions about. She deserved her own understanding, not my silence. So for the first time in weeks, I sent a message to my mother. Do you want to see Lily next weekend? 3 minutes later, yes. We met at a park, neutral ground, cold air, soft light. My parents sat stiffly on a bench. Unsure of their place, Lily approached slowly. Hello, sweetheart, my mother whispered, her voice shaking. Then Lily asked, will you push me on the swing? My mother looked stunned, then looked at me. I nodded. She walked toward the swing, like she was stepping onto fragile ice. She pushed gently, carefully, almost afraid Lily might change her mind. There were no speeches, no forced apologies, just small, cautious steps. A week later, my father emailed, asking if they could attend Lily's school fundraiser. Only if it's okay with you. I said yes, with boundaries. They followed everyone. They stayed in the back, clapped softly, left quietly soon. A new drawing appeared on our fridge. Same pink house, now 5 figures. And for the first time, it didn't hurt. It felt like a beginning, not perfect, but possible. A family rebuilt not by fear or silence, but by boundaries and choice.